Hello and namaste. I am Harshala and I welcome you to my channel. So we are doing our very first 24-hour readathon, and I am not sure how I'm gonna go ahead or go about it, because I have never done it really, and I'm super excited. I love watching 24 hours and 48-hour readathons. 48 hours is too much for me personally. I cannot. Okay, I need sleep. Even though I sleep for few hours, I do need sleep. But 24 hours I think I can manage, because I have done it last year 2-3 times. A few books I didn't even remember to sleep. So yeah, that happened. So yeah, we are gonna do 24-hour reading challenge, but we are reading only fantasy books, and I started the challenge already. It is 12:51. I started it at 12 dot. Okay, so these are the 5 books that I've picked up for the fantasy readathon, 24-hour readathon, and the first book I've already started reading it. It is the adaptation of Alice's Adventure in Wonderland by Lewis Carroll. If you guys have already seen my January TBR, you guys know why I picked this book. You have to go and see why I actually picked this book. I was reading another fantasy book, and this book was mentioned in that book, and it was a really important part where it was mentioned. So I definitely had to pick Alice in Wonderland. Then I've picked up Samsara by Saksham Garg, and this is basically a story about 10 teenagers who are kidnapped and taken to hidden valleys of Himalayas, and there is some kind of school that is going to teach them ancient ancient art of yogic sorcery. So it is like magic school, or yogic sorcery school. So basically magic school only. Sorcery is, oh my god, what is wrong with me? Bear with me please, I'm doing this after so long. I did few videos here and there, but I'm just gonna fumble, so let's roll with it. So yeah, Samsara is basically about these 10 teenagers who are going to this magic school, and I think there are gonna be parts, but this is the first book that I have, and I very much intend to read it. Then the next book that we have, Hotel Magnifique, is basically this hotel which changes location every night. It takes you places. It is not your traditional hotel. Obviously it is a magical hotel, some element of magic in it. Basically the hotel changes its location every night, and there are these 2 sisters who are hired, Janie and her sister. So Janie has to her sister is trapped or something like that, and she has to complete certain task or something on those lines, and to rescue her sister. So this is all the reviews that I have read about it. It says that it is kind of Caravel. Basics of the plot are same. Obviously this is a magical moving hotel instead of a Caravel, but 2 sisters, one has to save the other one. So yeah, that is the plot of this book. Then The Song of Achilles. So I did start reading this book, I think 2 or 3 nights ago. I got in 38 pages in, and then I literally shut the book because it is too much. Okay, it is a very heavy book. Even the basic mentions of parental abuse, emotional abuse, sexual assault are in just one simple sentence, but they hit you so badly. I was so freaking triggered, I cannot tell you guys. I had to put this book down. Another thing that I was struggling with were all the names of places and the people, because this book is based on Greek mythology, and I did buy I had 1 credit on Audible, so I did buy the Audible book for this one, because the names are really very difficult, and it literally saved so much of my time. I was first 10 pages I was going on Google and then listening to pronunciations, but still I couldn't I couldn't pronounce them. Our little prince Patroclus does he does something, and he is exiled from his kingdom and has been exiled to another kingdom, where he Achilles and Patroclus, like they become friends. And yeah, that is what I read. Like till the time he was exiled, it was like too much for me. Like a 10-year-old guy getting exiled from his own kingdom, it was too heavy for me. So this is based on Greek mythology, so most of the people like who follow Greek mythology know, but it is not easy to understand when it comes to names. But for me, at least for the first 38 pages, it was not boring. Like most of the people who like have reviewed it have given, like I follow like the YouTubers or the booktubers who reviewed it had given it like very few stars, saying that it was boring for them. But I did not find it boring, at least for the first 40 pages. If I find a book boring for first 40 pages, I like keep it down, I drop it, I don't like, I DNF it, as simple as that. So yeah, that did not happen with this book. So yeah, I'm like counting it as a win, but I'm gonna read it, like keep it at the end of the stack, because I know like this is very heavy book for me. And sometimes what happens is, after I read a very emotional book or a book that makes me feel things, I fall in a reading slump, because I need some time to process my own emotions. So yeah, that happens. So we are gonna take things really very slow. Okay, and the last book that I'm gonna read in this readathon, hopefully, like I am not sure that I will be able to finish all the four books, but it is Shadow and the Bone. I'm keeping this book last because somewhere I feel that if I have time, I can continue the series, because I'm a series binger. I have to, like, it is a compulsion, it is my red flag that if I pick up the first book, I have to pick up the entire series, and I have to like finish reading the series before moving on to anything else, even if these are novellas. So yeah, this is Shadow and the Bone. I don't know like what it actually follows, because I've seen the Netflix show, so I know like Six of Crows and the second part, I forgot the name. Okay, so like all the books are like kind of combined in this one, and yeah, that is how like combined in the Netflix show. And I don't know like what exactly happens in this book, but I do know that there is this girl called Alina who has magic, who has like hidden her magic from everyone, and yeah, her secret is out and then she's taken. So yeah, that is the entire plot according to me. So yeah, this is Shadow and Bone for you. So let's continue reading Alice in Wonderland, and I'll talk to you guys after I pick up another book, because I don't know like if you guys will be interested in Alice in Wonderland. Like Alice in Wonderland is basically this girl called Alice who goes down the rabbit hole because she spots a rabbit who talks, and he also has a watch, a pocket watch. Yeah, so she follows him because she finds it intriguing. So we'll see how things go ahead from there. I just got done with this book, Alice in Wonderland. It is not the real Alice in Wonderland. It is an adaptation, and it was very short, like 121 pages. So yeah, now I'm reading my second book of the reading challenge, and it is called Samsara, and it is how many pages long? There is this epilogue. So it is 298 pages long, which is like almost 300 pages. So yeah, Samsara it is. It's 5:25 and I have been reading like Samsara for last 3 hours, but the first 63 pages, like that is so far what I have read. I might drop this book or DNF it, because the first 7 chapters were very mundane, very boring. The writing is not that interesting, like there is no emotion, like I'm not even smiling or laughing or feeling anything at all. Like the descriptions, like it is like the book is still starting. Maybe it is because there are like 10 different characters, and I think half the book is going to be about like introducing those 10 different characters, and I'm like, khatam ho ja yaar, आधा तो खत्म हो जाए. Like I'm still in part 1 and I'm so desperately, you know, wanting to go into part 2. I don't know, like I don't want to DNF a book like in the first month itself, but if it is like unbearable, unbearable is not a word, unbearable, I might just DNF it. So we don't know how much we are gonna read. But yeah, that is the update so far at 5:30. I'm going to, like, in a while, like not now, after the sun is like down around 6:30, I'm gonna make myself some chai so that, you know, I don't feel, you know, that drowsy. And till then I'm reading this. When I drink my chai, maybe if the book picks up, I will continue. If it doesn't, you guys will know definitely, then I'll read another book, because there is no point in, you know, spending so much of my time in reading just like a book that I'm not enjoying at all. Like, I've reached part 2, and after like I complained that this book is plain boring, it did get interesting. Okay, immediately, like around page 70, it like picked up and it is fun. Like because I understand now, like because there are so many characters and each main character has gotten its part. Like not all the 10, like I think 3 or 4 main characters got like one chapter of their own, you know, stating their background story, and some story, like some world building was also done. So the world building is very easy to understand, the characters are likable. Like this, just like the story is just like getting started, okay, in part 2, and I'm really interested now. I am not dropping this book. I just finished Samsara and I have a lot of thoughts, okay, but I am like saving them till the end of this video, because I want to sit down and process this book. It is not a heavy book at all, but I want to take my time. Like I will be reviewing all the books at the end of the video, so that, you know, I have time to, you know, sit down, relax and think about them before rating them. Moving on to the next read, we are gonna read I think we are going to read Hotel Magnifique, yeah, that's how it is pronounced. So I already gave you like a blurb of what this book is about, so let me just get to reading straight away. So let me read Magnifique, and then I will, you know, catch up with you guys before going to sleep, because I don't, you know, plan on spending the entire night. I somehow, you know, I'm still healing, and I thought that I had healed, but now my like nose is runny and it is like too irritating. You can see like this area is like I have been like constantly blowing my nose, like TMI, I'm sorry, but that is what is happening, and my voice is also changed. Maybe tomorrow I'm going to come down with something again. Hey guys, if you can see, it is like almost 11:53. I have like 10 minutes left, but I have no energy. Like my nose is so itchy. I am what, 60 pages in, Where is it? I don't have a bookmark. So I will continue from page chapter 6 tomorrow whenever I resume. So far the book has been interesting. I will not say like it is exceptionally good, but yeah, that is what I could manage. Like my nose is so itchy. I will talk to you guys tomorrow now. I will just see you guys tomorrow. I'm catching up after 3 days. Okay, the entire weekend was like the most epic weekend of my entire life. One, you guys already know, like I was really unwell, so I decided that Friday I'll not shoot. I'll film like that reading challenge on Saturday. But Friday night, Ira went to play like evening, and she fell down. She thought that it was like a random fall, like she keeps falling, everyone keeps falling, okay, as a kid. Let's not, okay, calm down. Huh. So she thought that it was a random fall. Around 11:30 she told us, informed us that yeah, her foot is not that good, like she's not feeling that good about her foot, it's aching. Luckily there were no broken bones, and her ankle was not affected. So yeah, these two are the only bright sides that I can see in this situation. But yeah, Saturday was like, I was so freaking anxious. And so, okay, coming back to reading challenge, so that happened. I'm going to edit half the thing out because I don't think that I am ready to share much with you guys. But yeah, Igira fractured her foot, and I have been tending to her, and I have been healing myself. So that is where our entire weekend went, and we are gonna read Hotel Magnifique. I was 60 pages through the book. I was gonna start the 6th chapter, and it is 4:46. So yeah, 4:45 we are starting the reading challenge, and we are gonna read till 4:46 in the morning. So we'll catch up via montages and whenever I want to share things with you. But so far I will say, I am loving this book. I don't know, there were mixed reviews about this book on Goodread, but I have to say that I am loving this book. I love the character of Belle Moore. Yeah, I hope that Bel Bell is how it is pronounced, the main male character. I am loving his character, and I want to see what happens more. I am really intrigued. So yeah, I also want to read this book. I want to finish at least these two books, because today is what, I don't even know the date, guys. 26, 27, 28. Today is 29th, 30th. I just have 3 days, and I have 4 to 5 books to complete. So I don't know how I'm gonna finish it, my reading challenges. I had to read 12 books. I have read 17, 18 books, but the 12 books that I was supposed to read, 5 of them are still pending. So let's get back to reading. Yeah. It's 2.5 hours later. Yeah, it's 7:16. So 2.5 hours later, I am at page number what? I'm reading very slow. It is because I'll tell you guys. Okay, 120. I'm at page number 120, and I started from page number 61. So 60 pages I read more in 2.5 hours, which is extremely slow for me. Extremely slow. But I have to say, I did not, find it very difficult to read. It is not very difficult to read at all. The only thing is that there are some terms, there is a lot of magic happening. It is basically a hotel where there are a lot of shows going on. So what happens is that, there are a lot of descriptions which I personally am finding, difficult to read, because there are a lot of words that I like, my vocabulary is not strong, so I have to like reread them. Maybe because of that I am maybe reading a little bit slow, but oh god, we are gonna roll with it, okay? Because I want to get done with this segment. So far, like I said in the past, I'll say it again, I'm loving Belle's character again. Okay, I'm loving, okay. It is like someone's riding a scooter, okay. Okay, I'll be even if this is like making a lot of sound, I'm going to talk, okay. So like I said, yeah, Janie's character I like, but I love Belle's character. And even though, a lot of more things have been revealed, I am still like loving their, like, I will not say there is chemistry, but whatever kind of bond they are like building, or whatever is developing between them, it is so sweet and I'm loving it. I love Belle's character so far. And there was like a moment where something about Belle was revealed, and I did not have any freaking idea, okay. I had no idea like this was gonna happen, and it shocked me, and my mouth was like it was just like I was frozen. And Ira was like sitting, and she was reading her own book, and she was like, why are you making such strange expressions, like why are you not shaking, moving? And I was like literally stuck there, because it literally, caught me off guard. But yeah, so far I'm loving the book, and I am hoping that I finish it within the next, what, 10 hours. Not even 10 hours, within 9.5 hours that I have left. We'll see how things go. I'll catch up with you guys, because I don't want to give any spoilers for this book, because trust me guys, even if I don't give it a 5 star, I'm definitely giving it a good like 3 or a 4 star. I don't know what star I'm giving it. It depends on like the entire book. Like I am what, just 30% in, I think 28-30% in. But the thing is that I like, if you guys pick it up, I don't want to spoil it for you guys, because it is like a very unique book. It is a very well written book, and I love the characters. Like there is no character development as such, because the story has not moved like more than a day, okay. So yeah, 120 pages and the story has not moved more than a day. Okay, so I just don't want to give you guys any spoiler in case you decide to pick this book up. But I think that you should definitely read this book once, at least once in your life so far. Yeah. It's 11:31 and I am what, 45% through the book. And so far I have to say, like, I have been like repeatedly saying this, there are very few characters that don't have much personality. Like the book is a very different kind of book that I'm reading, and the characters that are here, like, they don't have like a very in-depth personality, but whatever bits of them you see, you like them. And one of these, like I do like Jenny, and I think that she's a very good character, very good for the story. But oh my god, Belle, he does these little things, and I'm in so, like, oh my god, I'm so in awe of him. I don't know, like, this was supposed to be more a fantasy book and about Janie's journey, and it was not supposed to be proper romantasy. There were like romantic aspects that were expected, but I don't know, in my mind, like all these little moments are like, pulling me towards, the romantasy side. I don't know if this is going to be a romantasy, because 177 pages in, and there is not much of romance, but there is chemistry. So even if there is romance, it is obviously going to be slow burn. And somewhere I feel that I need a, second book, a part 2 of this book, because oh my god, I don't know what I'll do when this book is gonna get over. But yeah, that is not the point why I came, to talk with you guys. I'll just go and change, and I'll catch with you guys when there is something to talk about. But bear with me if I'm going to come with, those heart eyes emoji, talking about or raving about Belle, because the author has done such a fabulous job. You are going to, root for Belle, and I am hoping that there is some kind of happy ending for him. But then I don't want that happy ending in this book. I want a second part. So yeah, I am greedy, or I am a selfish bitch that way. So let me go and change, and then I'll catch with you guys. I have reached like chapter 21, and it's around 119, 110. Yeah, so far I'm enjoying the book. There are many books, when they are like more than 350 pages, it starts somewhere getting boring, or it starts getting like, you are like, khatam kyun nahi ho rahi hai book, or like, when will this book end, or something on something on the lines of, somewhere it becomes like the writers are just writing for the sake of, increasing the page numbers or the word count, and the story is like not much is happening. I am happy to report that that is not the case with this book. I am literally enjoying this book so much. With every chapter, the story is like going ahead where it is supposed to go. I have said it before, and I'll say it again. I so freaking badly want a part 2 of this book. I don't know why. I hope you're getting it. Like, I have not went on like, Goodreads or on the author's page on Instagram or her website to, see if we are getting a book too. But fingers crossed, I really, really, really want, more of Janie and Belle. I desperately want more of Belle. We'll see what happens. But yeah, so far I'm loving the book, and I could have given you guys a lot of spoilers, but genuinely it is a very good book. And I did not spoil it for me, because there was this one book which was like 620 pages long, and it was a part of series. So the first book got over, then the second book was 620 pages long, and then there was a third book, excuse me. So I actually, at the end of the first book, I stupidly, went ahead and googled something, and the entirety of book 2 was like spoiled for me because of that one single word. Okay, so yeah, I am not going to spoil this book for you, because trust me, it is a very, very, very thoroughly like well written book. I am literally like enjoying this book so much. For one, I have like a hardcover copy. It is like a different experience. Like, all the books that I have got, most of them were like not originally available in India. Most of them were like pirated, or bought off like those websites that sell you almost like the pirated books but in a better quality. But reading a original book for a decent amount of price, like for a hardcover book, if you're paying like 600ish rupees, it is okay. I got mine for 450 rupees somewhere. So I think this experience has made me like look back on my buying habits, my reading habits, my lot of my habits when it comes to reading, and a lot many more things. So now I have decided that I'm not gonna bulk buy books just for the sake of it. What I'm going to do is, whenever I want to read a book, generally in Mumbai, a book is delivered. Maximum amount of time it takes is like a week. So yeah, I'm going to buy original ones, even if that means that I'm buying like less books. That also means that I enjoy reading on Kindle as well. So I am not like not reading good books, but the books that I want to read this year, like the 12 months, 12 books that I want to read every month, I'm going to make sure either they are like original paperbacks or a hardcover book, because I have realized one thing, that if I'm investing my money in books, buying them off streets, pirated versions, or the books that we get the second copy types, it just degrades the experience. Because I am someone, if I am loving the book, I don't want the pages to get torn off. Like The King of Wrath was the only book that I read, that I bought off the street, and right then and there I made the decision that I'm not gonna do it again, even if that means that I don't get all the fancy books that people are reading on of like book talks or on Instagram. So yeah, that is a decision I took, and now this video has turned out like 5 minutes long, so I'll probably have to edit it. But yeah, moral of the story is like I'm going to buy more original books. I know it is like a big commitment, but I am okay with reading less books if I get to buy original paperbacks or hardcovers. So yeah, that's a win-win. I'm saying it again, I am so freaking loving this book, like so freaking much. Get your hands on this book. Many people have, oh, I actually diverted from the topic that I was talking about. See, this is what happens when I come like on camera. I just overshare. This is like one of the habits that I am working on actively, and I do make it a point to edit my videos so that I edit out the parts where I am not oversharing. But yeah, we are still working on it. Coming back to the main topic, oh my god, I am such an idiot. Focus. So yeah, I did read a few reviews on Goodreads, but I did not read the reviews that said spoilers. So yeah, I do know that many people have compared this book to Caraval, and Caraval had like such bad reviews that I decided that I am not going to read that book at all, like that whole series at all, because it was like the reviews just convinced me to not read book. Because all the reviews that I read, even the 4-star or the 3-star reviews, said that they did not enjoy the book. Okay, so they read the book but they did not enjoy the book, and I am someone who reads, like I need to enjoy the book to read. And so far, like you can see, I am like thoroughly enjoying this book. All my tabs, I do not even have one single tab on Samsara, so that is saying something. I just finished this book and I have a lot of thoughts. Okay, I have time and again spoken about how I love the characters, but again I will rate all the books and give my final thoughts on them when I end the video. But now I'm picking up the Song of Achilles. I do have, like, I spoke to you guys about it, right? Because it is about Greek mythology, and most of the names are very difficult to pronounce, names names of like places. So yeah, what I am going to do is like I'm listening it on Audible, and I have to say, like, the narrator is not one of the best. Like, I do listen to a lot of Audible books, especially fiction ones, like Twisted Hate, Twisted Lies, Twisted Games. Oh my god, I loved it. Then Daughter of No Worlds, so the entire, like, the thing I like heard on Audible. Like, I listened to the book on Audible along with the Kindle Unlimited books. But yeah, how many? So this narrator is not that good, because I somewhere get that the speed is very slow, like for my liking. Generally I listen, like right now I'm listening on a 2.5 2.15, like 2.15x speed. Generally I listen at 1.75 or 1.85, like somewhere between that. So yeah, this book is very slow, like the narrator has narrated it very slow. And how many hours I have left? I have 2.5 hours left, and it is around like 3 a.m. now. So I think by 5 I will be able to, like, finish it off. But let me tell you guys a little bit about the book. The Song of Achilles is about Patroclus, a little boy who is exiled from his kingdom because of a crime he commits. He is a prince, okay, and his mother, I think, has passed away, and his father has no affection towards him. And he is exiled to another kingdom where he meets a guy called Achilles, yeah. And his family, I think, takes him up. But let me tell you guys, Patroclus was just 10 when he was exiled, so he was like exiled and kind of orphaned, yeah. And another thing that I want to mention about this book is that there are a lot of trigger warnings, and I am not like, I don't want to record myself while reading this book much, like, because I know I'm going to cry. No, I'm not ready for it. By the way, it is based on Greek mythology, which means that if you just go on Google and you search about Patroclus, Achilles, or all the gods and the goddesses mentioned in this book, you will find them. That is what I was doing for pronunciations, but I think Audible is much better. So let me get back to reading. It's around 5:30 and I just finished the Song of Achilles. I have almost like lost my my voice. I will talk to you guys when I am in a better state, and I will review all the books. Yeah, I'll see you guys today morning or in the afternoon. Catching up after 2 weeks. Do not judge me. I just have to read the books. I am feeling much better. My everything is going well health wise, so touch wood. Talking about rating these books, I read 4 books in the readathon, and Alice in Wonderland is a classic, so we are not gonna obviously rate it. The second book that I read was Samsara by Saksham Garg, and it was a difficult journey for me reading that book, and I shared all my honest thoughts with you guys. And towards the end, somewhere I felt like it was all rushed, and I do get it that the author has plans for writing another book, like the second book in the series, it's going to turn out to be a series. But was the ending good enough for me to continue this series? I have to say no. And there was this entire passage essay kind of thing, which it was basically Lord Indra was talking to the guy, but I personally felt like it was like an essay that I was reading. It was not connecting with me. I just felt like I was reading something out of textbook, and I did not like that part at all. Overall, I will give this book a 2.5 stars, because you guys saw how much I struggled reading this book. Initially I thought of keeping it down, but then I pushed through because I did not want to DNF any book, especially by an Indian author. Basically, I had high expectations from this book, and somewhere those expectations were not even partially met. That is why this book is getting a 2.5 star. You guys know me, I generally give all books a 3 star, a book good enough to sit down and enjoy. But this book was a very difficult book to read. I personally feel that. The thing is that there were 10 characters, and the author, I think the first half of the book, the author himself was struggling to introduce all the characters. I would have liked it if he would have the author would have just introduced 2 or 3 main characters, and that was it. instead of taking time to introduce and establish the entire world and the characters as well, like the world building was difficult in itself. Okay, it was not easy to understand as much as I thought while reading the book. I was struggling while reading this book, and what I feel is that if you can skip the book, it is not worth investing your time in. If there is a second part and if I read it, then I might think and talk to you guys about reading this book. But as a standalone, I do not recommend reading this book at all. 2.5 stars from me. Then the second book that I picked up was Hotel Magnifique, but because this book is the Song of Achilles is here already, I think we should first talk about it. So this was like, there was so much hype about this book, like the ending is sad, like the book will make you sad, you will cry, and so much more. First things first, the book has like incorrect references or incorrect mentions of Greek mythology. After reading this book, I definitely got interested in Greek mythology and I did my own research. I have been like reading stuff that I wanted to know about, and I found out that most of the stuff mentioned in this book is like half knowledge or incorrect knowledge. So do not because it is mythology, no one can say that this is right or wrong, but from what I read, like most of the stuff was incorrect. Secondly, the chemistry between Patroclus and Achilles was so cute, like so amazing. I loved that part. I absolutely loved that part so freaking much. But if you ask me, like, was the book sad? I'll say yes, it was. Did it make me cry? No. Did it make me feel emotions? Did it make me, did it affect me? No, it did not. Like, there were scenes, because, I kept this book down, I think in January, or like whenever I was reading it, I kept it down because there were few sentences regarding women that were degrading, and I personally felt like that affected me. But when it came to like the book after like they grow up and when the main plot starts, like the Song of Achilles, and when the battle and all starts, it was like very rushed. It was not interesting at all, and towards the end I was like, this book is not worth the hype. Yeah, that is what I want to say. It is not the book that will make you cry it at all. Okay, I personally feel like just because someone dies in the book doesn't mean that you have to cry. It is not a bad book, okay, but is it worth the hype? No, it is not worth the hype. 3 stars for this book, The Song of Achilles by Madeline Miller. Yeah, and the last book that we are gonna rate in this video is Hotel Magnifique. Okay, surprisingly enough, this book was good. It was really good. It is a YA. There is no spice, but there is sizzling chemistry. I love Belle's character too much. Like, I was like secretly, even in the video I told you guys that I want a part 2. Like, I want to know more about their journey after they take over Hotel Magnifique. So I was like rooting, but then I found out it is a standalone and I'm like disappointed. Yes, I am. Rating the book, it is a good 4-star read from me. It would have been a 5-star read if, according to me, like I had to take a lot of time to understand, like read the words again and again. There is a lot of references to magic that is happening, and I found it difficult to understand, so I had to like understand it slowly. But is the story good? Yes. Are the characters lovable? Definitely. Do you recommend this? Like, do I recommend this book? Definitely. Like, if there is one book from this video you have to pick this up. If you like YA, okay, there is not going to be spice in this book, but the chemistry is like bang on, and there are a few things here and there that make you feel sad. Like the Song of Achilles didn't make me feel sad about the characters, but this book did, because yeah, there were a lot of things that were happening in this book. So yeah, with that we sum up this 24-hour readathon where I read only fantasy books for 24 hours. There were a lot of ups and downs, but that's a part of life, and I'm just happy to complete my first 24-hour readathon. And yeah, with that, we wind up this video. Please let me know in the comments below which genre or which trope should I pick up for my next 24-hour readathon. I plan to do one each month, like every month. So there are going to be 12 24-hour readathons this year, definitely. And yeah, with that, I want to thank you guys for watching this video. Do subscribe to my channel, give this video a thumbs up, and I will see you guys in my next video. Until next time, stay flawsome.